Hello there, and welcome to the Everyday Magic vlog. I'm Lauren Gabrielle Foster, and I am coming to you this time from Chennai, India. And I am unfixed up because I am on my way this morning to have a day of self care, manicure, pedicure, facial. Um, all of the stuff that I haven't really been doing up until now because this is the type of thing that is very expensive in Australia and New Zealand and all of the places that I have been. Whereas here in India, it's not. And so don't expect this to be in order because I'm just kind of stream of consciousness sharing what's been going on. I am out on the little porch that is made for the kitty cats at my current hostess's house. I would love to be out in the world sharing this with you, and hopefully I will be able to do some of that. But for now, this is just a generic view. You can see the street behind me, and you can hear the sounds of the city. Um, I went from being very quiet and laid back in Rawini in Northland in New Zealand, very very rural, very quiet, very laid back, slow pace, to being in a very very busy, very very highly densely populated country, and deep in an urban environment as well. So that shift to the few days in Sydney were a very good transition, because it's quite busy there and quite populated. But Sydney, Australia, that part of Australia to me felt very much like the United States. Um, One of the things that I noticed there is that everyone's very fit. And I can't remember if I've talked about this before, or if I'm digressing or whatever. But when I was recording video for the everyday body magic that is going to, or daily body magic that's going to be launched on Halloween, I noticed how much weight I have gained. And I don't weigh, and there's not, a whole lot of mirrors populating my world. I only go by how I feel. So seeing this reflected back to me on video, I almost said, "Ooh, I can't do that." Ego and vanity almost kicked in. But it's so important to not put things off until you're ready, because you will never be ready. So that's going to be an interesting journey that we'll talk about more. If you want to be in on that conversation, you'll need to get into the Magic Makers community over on Substack, and I'll share a link below where you can go and find out about that. But okay, so the last time I spoke with you, I was waiting for the ferry in Sydney to begin making the long journey here to Chennai. So the ferry ride was amazing. I went into the circular quay, which is the very popular center of Sydney, where the famous iconic opera house is. And I'll put a link to a photo album in the description. It's not there yet, so if you're watching this live, come back in a few minutes and check and see if it's there. But I'll put a link to the photo album so you can see all the pictures and take your time and pay attention to what you're interested in and breeze on by the things that you're not. But it was a very nice, slow, beautiful ferry ride across to there, and I had dinner at a little wharfside restaurant, more of a snack really, and a glass of wine. It's relevant for later in the story. And then leisurely made my way to the airport on the train. The flight from Sydney to Kuala Lumpur was very, very long. And while I was at the airport, killing time, got hungry again and had a cheeseburger and french fries. If you know me, there's all kinds of things in there that are not allowed in my lifestyle, and also a beer. And in the afternoon, I had a cup of tea. So what this means is that when I got on the plane, I wasn't really able to sleep until later in the day when the tea and the alcohol were out of my system. So that was very long flight. And then the airport at Kuala Lumpur was just adorable. Beautiful, bright Malaysian colors, and there are some pictures of that. That was very fabulous, and a very short layover there. And then the flight from Kuala Lumpur to Chennai was very bumpy. The monsoon season is kind of here. It's the beginning and end of whatever season is what has been gotten all mixed up because of climate change. which some of that is normal, some of that is exacerbated by all the stuff that we're doing on the planet. But it is very rainy. The forecast is calling for rain all day today, although right now it's not. Um, so bumpy flight into Chennai, and then the Uber ride over. Major cities in developing countries. I use all of this so loosely. Um, their traffic lines on the roads are more like suggestions. And so the trip is just a free for all with people walking, a few, people on scooters. I'm giving you these from smallest to largest. People on motorbikes, people in tuk-tuks, people in regular cars, people in trucks and produce trucks and the big giant buses, all just making their way, figuring out how to get somewhere on these busy, busy, busy roads and narrow streets. And my first impressions of Chennai are of deep poverty and a city that is struggling to keep up with the influx of people. So the research, the study that I've been doing is that the agricultural scene in the rural areas of India are not able to sustain the people. And so they are abandoning their farms and coming to the cities where there are jobs in industry. In again, I just got here, so I still have a lot to study and learn. Um, but the infrastructure of the city can't keep up with all of these people. And that's why the appearance of things falling apart and um, sewage being mismanaged and all of the things that we'll probably talk more about over the couple of months that I'm going to be here in India. Um, so that is where I am. My hostess is incredible and amazing, and she just went off on her travels this morning. And I'm here with two beautiful little kitties, Madison and Bailey, who we're already fast friends. Um, Again, I'm indulging in all of the self care massages and body treatments and facials, and I'm getting my hair done. I'm going to do all of this stuff here where it is so affordable. As an example, my hostess and I went for lunch yesterday, and I'm not that really educated on Indian food, except that to know that I love it, that it's very delicious, that everything that I've ever tried, I've loved. Um, but there's a variety of different kinds of dishes, and they vary from region to region as you are going throughout India. And so I'm in the southern part. And so my host just ordered like 3 or 4 different things for us to share and split. And we just had this massive feast and a coffee at the end. And the whole bill added up to about $4 American for all of that. So I probably won't be cooking very much. I will probably be dining out a lot and having things delivered a lot, which is one of the perks of being in the city is that you can open your phone and have anything you want brought to your door, even here in India. So that's a little bit longer than I normally want to go, but we had several days to catch up on, and hopefully that is thorough. So please do click the button that will keep you on board with me, the subscribe button, the notify button. Um, Follow me over to Substack where all the big stuff is, all of the big meaty articles and photos and gatherings and Everyday Magic Live on Fridays, wherever I happen to be, is where that happens. And also where the Magic Makers group is forming, that's going to be officially launched on October 31st, that will include daily opportunities to come together with me to tend to your body, to tend to your spirit, to tend to your emotions in everyday daily body magic is the name of that. And we will have intimate gatherings where there's some things that I'm not going to talk about here out here in the public, like how I was challenged entering into India because I put the purpose of my visit as research. And so there's a whole lot around that I just don't dare talk about in a public forum. But over in our private group, we can get um, more involved with things like that, and things about my health journey and that are going on that I'm only going to share with my inner circle. So, lots and lots of reasons to stay with me and get closer and figure out how to craft your version of a life that is free and joyous and sovereign. right? All right, so I think I'm back on a regular schedule. I'm going to be back sometime in the next 24 hours with another vlog update. I want to know your interests, so ask me your questions. What do you care about? What do you want to see? What do you want me to investigate out here in the world and come back and share with you? This is the way that you can help enrich my journey by giving it shape and structure and purpose. Because otherwise, I'm just looking at the things that I'm interested in and following my own little um, path that's guided by my intuition, by the universe, and sharing what I see with you. So, okay, I love you. I will see you very, very soon. Thanks for being here.